In 2025, a stark paradox is unfolding before our very eyes. Bitcoin, the patriarch of the crypto world, has not only shattered every record, but has just set an unimaginable new peak. $123,000 for a single coin. The entire market has exploded in a state of extreme euphoria. But in another corner of the digital currency universe, there is a heart-wrenching silence. The price of Picoin, the digital currency held by what is arguably the world's largest community, is continuously hitting rock bottom. 6 years. For 6 long years, tens of millions of people, the pioneering pioneers, have diligently tapped the lightning button every day with an ironclad faith. They have waited, they have hoped, and now they are getting truly impatient. In groups across all forums, one question echoes endlessly. If only Binance would list Pi Network, things would be different, wouldn't they? Why? Why is a project as prominent as Pi Network, possessing a community that any project would covet, a community with over 60 million KYC-verified users globally, being ignored by Binance, the world's #1 exchange? Meanwhile, a slew of anonymous meme coins with no technology, no ecosystem, just humorous memes are being welcomed one after another onto Binance's red carpet. What is the truth behind this? Is Pi Network not good enough? Or is there a conspiracy, a clandestine war that we know nothing about? Welcome back to the Pi from Us channel. In today's video, we won't just talk about Pi. We will dissect the brutal operating laws of the entire crypto market. A truth you must accept if you want to survive. Stay with us until the end of this video, because what you are about to hear will completely change how you view Pi Network and its future. Part 1. Binance, the billion-dollar money printing machine and the secret behind transaction fees. First, let's talk about the giant, Binance. Its position is indisputable. With over 200 million registered users and daily trading volumes that can reach up to $76 billion, Binance is not just an exchange. It is a true financial empire, holding over 65% of the global spot trading market share. Many people mistakenly believe that Binance gets rich from collecting transaction fees. A very logical thought, but completely wrong. Think back. What is the essence and core strength of blockchain technology? It's low transaction fees and fast processing speeds. If it only relied on a few cents from fees, with a fee rate of only about 0.1% per transaction, Binance could never have built such a colossal empire. They would have gone bankrupt long ago. So where does their real money printing machine lie? The answer lies in one word: emotion. The main source of income for Binance and all major exchanges comes from exploiting and controlling our emotions. They make money from FOMO, the fear of missing out, which causes us to buy at any cost when the market is euphoric, and they also make money from extreme fear, when bad news is released, creating waves of panic selling. The intense price fluctuations, the long green and red candles, that is their gold mine. The more people who participate in this emotional game, the more money the exchange makes. But to control the emotions of an entire market, to create those tidal waves of FOMO and FUD, you need an ultimate weapon. It's not just money, it's the control of a coin's supply. Part 2. The supply problem. The main reason Pi is rejected. Imagine this. To quote-unquote manipulate the price of a coin most effectively, what do market makers, of which Binance is the largest, need to do? They can't just stand on the sidelines and wait. They must directly participate in the game. And here is the classic scenario that 99% of crypto projects have been and are currently applying: accumulation. Before listing, the market maker or the project team, in collaboration with the MM, must hold an extremely large amount of the coin, possibly up to 50, 70, or even 90% of the total supply. This amount is usually acquired for a price close to zero. Pump. They spend a sum of money, not necessarily large, to create initial liquidity and continuously place buy and sell orders with themselves, driving the coin's price sky high. This creates the illusion of a project that is mooning. Create FOMO. When the community sees the price skyrocketing, they start to FOMO, rushing to buy at any price. Dump. This is when the market maker begins to distribute. That is, to slowly sell off the huge amount of coins they hold to the very people who are FOMOing. They sell in drips and drabs so as not to crash the price immediately. Or they will wait for bad news and legitimize the sell-off, blaming it on the general market. This is how they make enormous profits. They buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Well, we, the retail investors, often do the opposite. Even Bitcoin in its early days could not escape this rule, with the majority of coins held by a small group of early supporters. And now look at Pi Network. This is the crux of the entire issue. Pi Network follows a completely different philosophy, a philosophy that could be called a game breaker. Look at their token allocation model. 65% of the total supply is reserved for the community, for the tens of millions of pioneers mining daily. Only 20% is held by the Pi core team. The remaining 15% is for building the ecosystem and creating liquidity. Do you see the problem yet? With over 60 million users holding the majority of Pi, the supply of Pi Network is extremely decentralized. Not even the founding team can easily control a large amount of Pi. This is a nightmare for a market maker like Binance. They have a lot of money, but money isn't everything. Their main weapon is control of the supply. And with Pi Network, they don't have that weapon. If Binance were to list Pi right now, they would be unable to make the price according to their familiar script. They cannot accumulate enough coins to pump the price. They cannot dump on the community because the community members themselves are the biggest whales. To put it bluntly, Binance cannot manipulate something it does not control. And if they cannot manipulate it to maximize profits, listing a coin becomes far less attractive. This is the biggest barrier, the deepest reason why Pi has not yet appeared on the world's #1 exchange. Part 3. The accumulation conspiracy and evidence of the 330 million Pi whale wallet. So, does the story end here? Will Binance give up completely? Probably not. If they can't get Pi publicly, what will they do? They will act in the shadows. And this leads to a rumor that is spreading like wildfire in the global Pi community. A rumor about a mysterious whale wallet. For many months, analysts in the community have been tracking a very special wallet address. This wallet has only one action: continuously accumulating. It receives Pi from hundreds, thousands of different wallet addresses, from small peer-to-peer transactions to large trades on decentralized exchanges or the black market. It has not sold a single coin, and the amount this wallet holds is astounding to all. Over 330 million Pi coin. To give you some perspective, this number is larger than the total amount of Pi coin held by many other exchanges like OKX or BitGet. The big question is, who is behind this wallet? Of course, nothing is official, but the biggest, most convincing theory being circulated is that this is Binance's accumulation wallet. They couldn't reach an agreement with the Pi core team, so they chose the second option, to silently accumulate Pi from users at a cheap price on the open market. They are stockpiling ammunition for a future battle. When they feel they have accumulated enough Pi to influence the market, that's when the news of the listing will be announced. Remember, Binance has a huge team of analysts and vast resources. They know the potential of a 60 million strong community. They are not foolish enough to ignore such a large gold mine. They are just waiting, and while they wait, they act very discreetly. The truth about the 330 million Pi wallet remains a mystery, but its continuous accumulation is an undeniable fact. And it shows us one thing: the game is not over. It has only just begun. Part 4. The domino effect and the price of independence. Not being listed on Binance doesn't just affect the price of Pi coin. It creates a domino effect impacting the entire development of the Pi Network ecosystem. You can see, Pi Network has all the elements to succeed. Loyal community, 60 million users is an incredible number. Stable blockchain platform, the mainnet is operational, with fast transaction speeds and near zero transaction fees. Ecosystem potential. Hundreds of applications, or dApps, are being developed in the enclosed ecosystem. But there is one thing Pi is missing: the participation of major developers and investment funds. Why is that? The reason, once again, comes back to the story of liquidity and Binance. Imagine the flow of money in the crypto world as a river system, and Binance is the mighty Amazon River, where most of the water flow passes. According to statistics, the capital flowing into new projects, the IEOs on Binance, is always 5 to 10 times higher than on other platforms. Developers, venture capitalists, they are not philanthropists. They invest to make a profit. Before pouring millions of dollars into building an application on a blockchain platform, they need one guarantee: liquidity. They need to know that if their project succeeds, their token can be easily bought and sold by millions of people. They need the necessary FOMO from the market to attract users. And right now, no place can provide that better than Binance. Pi Network's absence from Binance is like building a beautiful modern city, but without any major highways leading to it. No matter how much potential the city has, large businesses will hesitate to invest. This is an extremely difficult problem for the Pi core team. Part 5. The fateful crossroads, and in whose hands does the future lie? Now, the Pi core team, the leaders of the project, are at a fateful crossroads, a choice that could decide the entire future of Pi Network. They have two paths. Path 1. Compromise for growth. They could sit down at the negotiating table with Binance, accepting the rules of the game. This could mean they would have to transfer a large amount of Pi from the core team's fund or the ecosystem fund to Binance. The gain, Pi would be listed immediately. The price of Pi would explode in the short term. A huge flow of money from the market would pour in. Developers would flock to build dApps. Pi Network would become a force on the crypto map overnight. The loss, they would lose their most precious asset, decentralization. Handing over control of the supply to a centralized entity like Binance would mean betraying the project's original philosophy. Pi would no longer be for everyone. Path 2. Loyalty to the ideal. They continue to stand firm on their principle of decentralized distribution. They refuse any compromise that could harm their long-term vision. The gain, Pi Network would preserve its soul. It would truly be a network of the community, by the community, for the community. It would be a true revolution in digital currency. The loss? They must accept that the project will take a slower, more arduous, and much lonelier path. The price of Pi would be unlikely to break out anytime soon. And they must face the biggest question of all. Is time on their side? Is the patience of 60 million pioneers infinite? Will we, who have believed and journeyed with them for 6 years, be patient enough to wait another 3 years, 5 years, or even longer to see the results? This is a huge gamble, a gamble on the community's faith. Thus, through today's video, we have clarified a truth. The fact that Pi Network has not been listed on Binance is not because the project is weak, but because of a conflict in fundamental philosophies. On one side is Binance's centralized profit machine, which needs control to manipulate the market. On the other side is Pi Network's thoroughly decentralized network, where power lies in the hands of the community. This is not just Pi's story, but a profound lesson about the crypto world. It shows the harsh rules that any project wanting to succeed must face and overcome. The future of Pi Network is not in the hands of Binance. It lies in the decision of the Pi core team, and, most importantly, in the steadfastness of us, the community. What do you think about this silent war? Is Binance secretly waiting for the right moment to swallow Pi Network? Or have they truly given up? And the most important question for you, a pioneer, which path would you choose? A rapid explosion that comes at the cost of decentralization? Or a longer road that keeps the original ideal intact? Leave your comments below. We want to hear from each and every one of you. Every comment you make is a part of the Pi community's strength. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for the Pi From Us channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any in-depth analysis of Pi Network and the crypto world. Your support is our biggest motivation to continue bringing valuable content. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you in the next videos.